Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Yeah, unfortunately I can't find anything directly bullish on the ADA chart. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. There is not enough upside momentum to indicate that the bullish setup that we have on the chart is actually really unfolding and playing out, because probabilities are fairly balanced. But looking at the bigger picture, and that is what people sometimes miss out on, we do share these long-term charts in our membership, and you have 24/7 access. Is the bigger picture, right? That after a 5-wave rally from the June 23 low to the March 24 high, the price is very, very deep in support, ultimately at a key juncture. So from here, that third wave to the upside, possibly even 2 new all-time highs, could start. But I'm watching for evidence on the smaller time frame that this is playing out. Okay, now how much confirmation you need as a trader depends obviously on you personally, but ultimately for the idea that maybe a wave 2 already bottomed in August, this correction could be complete. Well, the invalidation point is the 27.7 cent level, so that's the August low. There are invalidation points on the micro level as well, the previous swing lows especially. The problem is, without a 5-wave move up from the August low, I cannot technically confirm that this larger third wave to the upside has started. So I really need that 5-wave pattern to the upside fill in, right? Let me just, we can even adjust the wave degree here a little bit. I'm talking about at least circle 1 needs to complete. The situation would be a little bit different, had this move up been a 5-wave move here between 5th of August and 25th of August. But it's a 3-wave move. So what we're left with is the potential of a diagonal pattern. So with diagonals, we can't really trust them. But if a 5-wave move forms, wave 2 could offer the next, let's say, tradable setup. At the moment, the larger 1-2 setup is still valid, okay, with 29 cents as key level. But invalidation point is the red line. That's for the larger 1-2 cycle. So the idea that wave 2 could have bottomed, yep, that's the 5th of August low as invalidation point, but we could still go a little bit lower in an extended wave 2. The rule, or an Elliott wave rule, is that the wave 2 must not go below the beginning of wave 1. That means it cannot go below the June low of last year. That's the formal invalidation point. There's no wiggle room. On the smaller time frame, things might shift, and they probably will. The structure warns us about that because the rally from the 5th of August low is all corrective. So, but that means overall, I mean, we are very, very close to an invalidation point for the bullish scenario, ultimately giving us a really good reward to risk ratio from a bullish perspective, okay, for a long trade. At the same time, I don't really have a reliable long trade setup on the smaller time frame, which would support that potential. Yeah, it's a potential. And the upside projections, not predictions, but projections, take us into the region $1.72 plus in this wave 3, maybe even higher. I mean, $2.36, $2.95 would not be unusual for a third wave, but they are projections, not predictions. It depends on whether we finally get a first 5-wave move up from the low, right? And that is not very clear at this stage. That means on the smaller time frame, we still have to be very cautious, right? And the analysis tells us we have to be. So here on the smaller time frame, we can see it's actually here on the smaller time frame highlighted in yellow. This 5-wave move up, don't get confused. The larger time frame obviously looks different than the smaller time frame, because here I have to show much more detail and so on. But the idea that a wave 2 could have bottomed on the 5th of August would be supported by the yellow structure, which is that diagonal pattern, wave 1, but it's only a 3-wave move. So I need to see all 5 waves completed to round about 56 cents plus for a confirmation that this wave 2 actually bottomed. Then the subsequent pullback should hold a higher low and can be a good trade setup. This is at the moment just a micro mess. We're moving between support resistance. The levels are clearly being respected, okay? The analysis does work. It's just that the price has not yet committed to one of these scenarios. So the levels are relevant. The price has now spent like a couple of weeks in this range here between support and resistance, but we need a break above either 39.7 cents or below 32.5 cents Fibonacci support and resistance to really clearly shift probabilities in one direction, either down for a reset of wave 2 or up for a 5-wave move. But then even then, until we get the 5 waves, probabilities aren't very clear. And on the smaller time frame, they are very dynamic at the moment because we are moving just in a sideways range. Okay, so you have to be flexible, I think, on the smaller time frame. Watch closely the relevant levels. There is even a small 1-2 setup to the upside, but the context is questionable. So for this yellow 1-2 setup to the upside, the invalidation point is the October low at around 33.2 cents. There is even a 1-2 setup to the downside, indicating how balanced probabilities are. But in this case, the break above 39.7 cents would make it less likely, and the break above 41.5 cents, which is the September high, will invalidate it. That's the update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.